Hey everyone, welcome back to another anime video, and I know I haven't been doing a lot of these recently. I've been trying to get a lot more in-depth videos done, but this one's not going to be really in-depth, and I just kind of wanted to get my thoughts of this show out first because I want to do a third episode thoughts on it and a few other shows I've been watching this season, but there's been something that's been bugging me a little bit about this show. So today I want to just give my general second episode thoughts on Shikimori Isn't Just a Cutie. So this show just kind of caught my attention because when I read the plot, it seemed kind of interesting. Unlucky boy has a girlfriend who is very good at protecting him, and I just kind of wanted to see where it would go, and I figured it would fit in perfectly with some of the other shows I've been watching this season, like the always hilarious and incredible Love is War, and a very interesting and fun show to watch, which is Spy X Family. And this was going to be one of the shows that was going to be lumped in with those for my third episode thoughts videos, which I'm going to be doing when the third episodes come out, obviously. But after watching the first episode, I kind of started to think that there were some things that, to me, just seemed kind of off with the way that the story was treating the characters, and by episode 2, those feelings became even more apparent. So like I said, I don't want to go into too much detail with this because I'm going to save a lot of this for the third episode thoughts video, but the things that stood out to me so far that seem to be something that I don't think will be really resolved by episode 3, I hope they are, but so far in the 2 episodes, the main things that stood out to me are the lack of any sort of development or history with the characters, and the fact that they are relying so heavily, at least in terms of the show, on Shikimori as main girl to straight carry the show. And I hope I'm wrong by episode 3, but so far that seems to be the case. So in these first 2 episodes, one of the 2 main characters, Izumi, who is the boyfriend of Shikimori, is extremely unlucky. That is established right out of the gate, and we're not really given a reason as to why, and his unluckiness is unbelievable. It is, like, legitimately unbelievable. Like, I refuse to believe there is no reason for his bad luck. And the more situations that he's in the show, even just in these first 2 episodes, the more and more I refuse to believe that there's no reason, but we haven't been given one yet. And I know we're only 2 episodes in, so I am tempering that, but it feels kind of hollow to have this conflict and not have some hint at a reason, even in the first 2 episodes. Generally, when there's something this pronounced about a character flaw, there is at least some hint to what it could have been. And so far, the only hint that we've gotten in the show is the fact that he has a scar on his head from a bad accident, but we don't really get a context or clue as to why. Just wanted to hop in here real quick while I was editing this, because while I was putting some clips from the opening in, I did notice that there was sort of almost like a backstory clip in there. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what it is, but maybe that's the hint so far. So maybe there is something, but at least so far, there's been no hint to it other than the opening, and a lot of people skip the opening. So it's possible that if they intended that to be where people first got the hint, others might miss it. And they actually did the same thing with Shikimori as well, from what I can tell. So just wanted to throw this in here, but yeah, just noticed that while editing. Anyway, back to the video. And also in these first 2 episodes, we see that Shikimori is an extremely capable woman, an extremely capable female character, the other main character of the show, and she protects Izumi to no end, to the point where her abilities are incredibly impressive. She is a very Mary Sue-esque character so far. And if you don't know what Mary Sue is or what that term is, you should Google it. It's a very old school movie term that I don't know if that'll get me canceled or not, but I'm saying it anyway. She's a very Mary Sue character so far. Essentially infallible and is good at everything that she's done so far. And one of the things that I've seen this show compared to was Dress Up Darling, My Dress Up Darling. But the problem I have with that comparison is that My Dress Up Darling, for all of its fan service and all of its really forced character moments, gave you drive, that the main character had a goal, gave you reasons why the other character, each character that you interact with in that show has a goal they want to drive towards, has a reason why they are the way they are, and you get, even in the first 2 episodes, it's established right out of the gate that our protagonist has goals that he wants to achieve, and the reason the female protagonist wants to be around the male protagonist in that show is because of a reason that's established literally in episode 1. In this show, we don't get that so far. We don't have a reason why Shikimori wants to be around Izumi other than the fact that she just wants to protect him and that she's overprotective, which can be a character trait and potentially a character flaw in and of itself, but there has to be something more interesting than that. And of course, we don't have any main goals for Izumi either. We don't know what his end goal is, what he wants to do with his life, what he wants to do as a character. They feel very hollow as characters. And don't get me wrong, there is some degree of letting your best girl carry the show. You've got Why Dress Up Darling, you have ReZero, you have so many shows where you can have best girl carry the show, but carrying the show and hard carrying the show are two very different things. Carrying the show means that they stand out above the rest while still having casts that they can bounce off of who are established and have their own lives and goals. Hard carrying just means that this character is put above the rest for being an incredible character, and everybody else around them is just a hollow shell for which they can interact with to continue their storyline, of which we don't know much of to begin with. I'm being harsh on this just because I feel, after watching 2 episodes, that I'm beginning to fall away from this show, which is fine because it was a kind of throw-in show that I figured I would mix in with the other 2 that I plan to review for this season. But it's weird because the original plot description kind of interested me, and I had a lot of ideas of where they could have gone with the show, and they haven't done any of them. And that's kind of unfortunate. So maybe episode 3 will turn me around. Maybe just generally the way the show is might keep me watching. But for right now, it just feels kind of hollow. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I know this is a shorter video, but I just wanted to get this off my chest because it's kind of weird. I've not thought about this in a show before where I just have hollow characters that immediately make me want to fall away from the show by episode 2. So kind of an interesting thing. Never had that happen before for me personally, but either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if you like the anime content, because I am going to be doing a 3rd episode thoughts on this show, as well as Spy X Family and Love is War. And of course, I'm doing tech videos more now. I'm going to have another tech video out by the end of this week, so make sure to like and subscribe for all of that. And apart from that, I'll see you all in the next video. Make sure to be there and have a good one.